go.
Working via remote today out at Hampton Airport, KHMP, my home airport, Hampton, Georgia. That's where the DC-3 is for right now. I'm actually based in Griffin, Georgia, but because of our toxic water problem down there, it's temporarily up here at Hampton. I'm going to jump in the airplane. I'm going to borrow Dylan's Cherokee 140. I didn't actually tell him I was going to use it here today, but I'm going to make you a quick AQP video to show you. I'm going to start doing some series videos to show you some of this AQP material in flight. These videos will stay up and on the air, but I'm going to go out to the airplane, jump in it, fire it up. I got a couple of GoPros. I'll hook them up and get it going here. But first, before I do that, I want to show you this piece of paper. I'll put it on the screen here. This is the data for the last, since 2000. This is NTSB data. I want you to look at this. This is year by year. So across the top, it says number of accidents. In the year 2000, 1,677 accidents. 318 of those were fatal. Therefore, 26.5 fatals per month. Of those, 242 occurred in VFR conditions, or 76% of them occurred in VFR conditions. The number of recommendations that year was 5. 1,677 accidents. NTSB provided 5 heads-up recommendations, only 5. Let's look at the next one. Down line by line here, 2001, 1,599, 302 fatals, 25.1. So if you look down this F percent VFR, the last column from the right, 76, 80, 80, 79, 73, 80, 76, 79, 81, 78, 82, 84, 85. We're talking 80% of our fatals every year get no recommendation, and 80% of them are day VFR. That tells me this is an airmanship problem. This is a traffic pattern problem. This is an airmanship problem. This is a procedures problem. So there, we're going to go jump in the airplane here. I'm going to show you the checklist. I'm going to taxi out. I predict that I'll taxi out. I'll use the checklist. I'll go out here. I'm going to stay on the yellow line. I'm predicting I'm going to talk to some other airplanes. I want you to see the clear difference between making a statement and a question. I can get the other airplane to talk to me if I make a question. Those guys out at Reno, they did not ask any questions. Each one at Reno made a statement. Therefore, neither one communicated with the other one. Therefore, they ran into everybody. Everybody's dead. 2 wasted T6s and two dead guys because they would not communicate with each other. Try to use your better communication skills in the pattern, just like you do at your home with your girlfriend, your wife, or your dog. Try to communicate. Initiate some communication. Get some two-way going. That's what ATC at Class D airspace does. That's two-way communication. Communication at a non-towered airport is not only a position report. A position report doesn't necessarily guarantee you anything. There's the sheet. Let's go jump in the airplane. Let's get out there. I'm going to give you the bottom line on this thing here. Take a look at this sheet. 31,359 accidents. 5,800 of them were fatal. 4,600 of them occurred in day VFR conditions. A bulk of them are day VFR accidents, showing airmanship. Head on a swivel. Get outside the airplane. Pay attention. Put your iPad away. Look outside this Reno crash. For sure, 2 guys that made position reports but never talked to each other out there. Let's go jump in the airplane and get this thing going. I'm going to show you this video from in-flight. We'll go out there and taxi out and see what happens. Let's go. All right, so we're getting ready to go fly. I've got Dylan's checklists here. I'll show them to you on the screen, but I'm going to go through them. Some of the best things that we can do to prevent accidents occurs before the aircraft is actually even started or in motion. Best management practices tells us that we're going to do a few things different and be very careful and get set up to go fly. We don't rush out and go do everything. I'm step through this with the checklist and show you exactly how I've taught Dylan, how I'd like for you to do it. You can make your own checklist for your own airplane. I'll be glad to help you do that if you want to. We're going to put this airplane in flight. I'm going to show you, this is AQP for general aviation. I'm going to show you how to do it. This is a Piper PA-28 140, a little Cherokee 140. So here's Dylan's checklist here, and I want you to know that before engine start or anything, I've already got the ASOS, I've already got the winds, I already know we're using runway 6, I've already looked at my taxi diagram, I know what I'm expecting to use for a parallel taxiway, how to get out of here. Yes, this is my home airport, so I'm pretty familiar, but I do the same procedure every place I'm at. I take a look at the taxi diagram, I get the winds and the weather and get all that stuff set before I even crank an engine, and I also jump on my phone here. Here's the diagram of this thing. I know I'm using on runway 6. If I take off and lose the engine, where am I going to go? Well, I'm not coming back. I'm going to go either straight ahead, maybe a little left, maybe a little straight ahead, maybe towards the highway, maybe a little bit to the right. It's possible. I might have an engine failure to be able to make some open ground to the right, but I've looked at that and considered, and I've got all my options. Everything else is done. Pre-flight's complete. Pre-flight checklist is complete. I've called flight service. I've got my briefing. This is a local training flight, so here we go. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see here. The pre-flight inspection is complete. I'm down to before engine start. You can follow along. Pre-flight inspection complete. Flaps are up and indicating. Seats and belts are on and locked. Electrical and avionics is all off. Parking brake is set. Taxi diagram, I have it here. It's checked. Taxi plan, I've confirmed. It's going to be taxiway Alpha going to runway 6. Loss of thrust on takeoff plan, confirmed. I'm expecting to lose an engine. When I do, there it is, push. I'm going to lower the nose, fly DOMS. VREF all the way into the crash site. Very little bank, very little turning. I'm going to turn a little left or a little right or a little straight ahead, whatever I've got to do. But I'm expecting to lose an engine on takeoff. I will not be surprised. Beacon switch on. I'm going to go ahead and turn the beacon switch on here. Rotating beacon on. Before engine start checklist complete. Engine start checklist. Engine start checklist. Prime as required, not necessary. Carb heat off. Throttle a quarter. Mixture full rich. Master switch on. Fuel pump on. Prop area clear. Clear. It is all clear around me. Engine engage. Now is the first time I'm going to take the keys and put them in the ignition.
Now I'm on headset after start, throttle, 900 RPM. It is, oil pressure. I'm checking for the second time, fuel pump off, mixture. I'm going to lean it for taxi. Radio's on. Transponder coming to mode C. This airplane has ADSB and mode C.
Traffic call 40, Quebec on the right page, touchable, Kilo.
Mode C is on. Before taxi checklist, before I move the airplane, before I ever move, flaps set. I'm going to give it a notch of flaps for takeoff. Avionics is on and set. Transponder, 1200. Fuel selector, fullest tank. It's on the right tank, and that's our fullest tank. Brakes checked. Brakes are excellent. ASOS.
14, altimeter 3022.
Atlanta Speedway Airport.
Automatic weather observation. 144, Zulu. Weather, wind 070 at 7. Visibility 10. Ceiling 1500. Overcast. Temperature 17 Celsius. Dew point 14. Altimeter 3022.
All right, so I've got my ASOS obtained is 070. I'm using runway 6. My taxi plan is valid. My heading indicator is set. My attitude indicator is checked. My VSI is on 0. Altimeter set and cross-checked. 3022 confirms the field elevation. Before taxi checklist complete. Now I'm down to the run-up. I'm going to take my phone and put it in the back seat. I don't need a phone or an iPad from here. It's all clear. I'm going to stay heads up. I've got my push to talk. I'm going to start listening for other airplanes. Airplane is rolling. The Cherokee 140 does not have any toe brakes. All braking is done via the handbrake for you people out there that are unfamiliar with the Cherokee. Pretty standard on all the early Cherokees. This is a later model, early model Cherokee, so it's got the T-throttle quadrant. And now I'm going to make an announcement because there's a guy landing here, and I'm not sure where he's going. Speedway traffic 8264 November is coming off the lower ramp. Taxi via Alpha to runway 6 Speedway. All right, now I'm clear of the airplane, so now I'm going to join the yellow line. I'm joining taxi Alpha. It's clear both directions. I'm on the yellow line. I am totally heads up. I'm not doing anything except paying attention to my taxi. My right hand's on the throttle. I can see the yellow line. I'm not doing anything. Now, might be a good idea while I'm taxiing here to get a general assessment of what else is going on. I know there's at least one airplane out here. I wonder if there's any other airplanes out here. Anybody else flying at Speedway today?
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 0. We're about 7 to the south right now. We're going to be setting up for 45 entry into the right downwind runway 6, Speedway traffic.
All right, I appreciate that. We're taxiing for runway 6. Still got to do a run-up and a checklist, so it'll probably work out about right. And we will hold for you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Speedway traffic, South 40, Quebec on the right crosswind.
All right, so now I know that there's one on the right crosswind, 17 south, setting up for the 45. So that may be, both of them are going to be potentially conflicts, but I'm going to pay attention and I'm going to work it out. I'm going to offer to work it out with each one of them. I'm not going to make a position report. Notice when I said that I'm taxiing to runway 6, nobody said a word. As soon as I said, is there anybody else out here, I got a reply right away. And in a second, I'm going to ask a question of one of those other airplanes, and I guarantee you they're going to respond to me. Still on the yellow line, I'm still paying attention. My attention is on staying on this yellow line. I'm not going to bump into anything, and I'm going to go up and hold short of this taxiway and complete a run-up checklist, and a before takeoff checklist. We'll put this thing in the air. Our objective today is DMMS. I'll show it to you here. Here's DMMS, and here's VREF. We're going to make a takeoff. I'll show you the profile for both inside the airplane and outside the airplane, so that I can show you how to fly the entire traffic pattern on DMMS. Still on the yellow line, totally clear out here. We do have a 496 in the airplane, but it's battery powered only, so we don't ever turn it on unless it's an absolute navigation emergency. We just leave that thing off. It's a dock mounted. Okay, now I'm holding short. I know I've got 2 airplanes out there now that I'm listening for. Let's see here.
Speedway traffic, South 40, Quebec, turning right base, push 6, full stop, Speedway.
All right, there's one right base going to be full stop. I heard him. And let's do run-up checklist. Parking brake is set. Landing light is off. Flight instruments are set. Flight instruments, 0 in the airspeed. ADI is up. No flags, except for the vacuum here. And I'll give you a little RPM. We'll make that clear. Mixture's rich. Throttle, 2,000 RPM. And it is magnetos. Left. Both, right, both, carb heat, checked, drop me 100 RPM, oil pressure.
Atlanta Speedway traffic, Hawk 648, taxi from the fuel farm to the Blue T hangars, Atlanta Speedway.
Throttle, 900 RPM.
Speedway traffic, South 40, Quebec on final for 6, full stop, Speedway.
Now I know I got one on final. Before takeoff checklist, I'm secure here, everything's good. Controls free and correct, aileron up on this side, aileron up on that side, full back, full forward, rudders, feel very good. Attitude indicator is set, heading indicator 325, checks 325, trim 1, 2, 3, set, I'll give that a little adjustment, that's our takeoff position. Flaps set for takeoff, confirmed. Doors closed and locked. Fuel selector still fullest tank, and I have got plenty of gas. Carb heat is off. Mags are for sure on both. Passenger briefing, this is where I would brief the passenger if I had one. RTO brief, I'm going to brief myself. I got to have 50% of rotation, but 70% of rotation by the time I get halfway on the runway. So this is my rotation speed, about 70. I got to have 60 knots by the time I get halfway down the runway, and I'm going to be looking for that. If I don't, no matter what the reason, I'm closing the throttle. My RTO actions are close the throttle and stop. That's all. You don't have to diagnose and figure out why you didn't make it. All you got to know is you didn't make it. Loss of thrust on takeoff briefing.
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 090 on the 45 for right downwind runway 6, Speedway traffic.
There's one landing. Now I got one on the 45 for the downwind, so I'm aware of what's going on out here. My loss of thrust on takeoff, I'm expecting an engine failure. When it is, when I get it, there it is, push. I'm either going left or right or a little bit, but I'm not coming back. I'm going to lower the nose. I'm going to fly this thing as far into the crash as I possibly can. Gross weight, I'm at at 62%. I already did this math. 60% of useful load. Density altitude is about 1,600 feet. Fuel on board, I've got about 40 gallons on board. Before takeoff checklist complete, I'm down to the hot items. Parking brake is off. Mixture is rich. Landing light is on.
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 090, right downwind, runway 6, Speedway traffic.
All right, I'm going to ask him a question. We're all set and ready to go. Is it okay if I go ahead of you?
You got plenty of time, sir.
Thank you.
Speedway traffic, Kyle 40 Quebec, cleared active runway, Speedway.
All right, landing lights on, fuel pump is on, final is definitely clear. Before takeoff checklist is all complete, all I've got to do now is my after takeoff checklist. The final is definitely clear both ways. The runway is clear. I'm going to run some runway lights here.
Speedway traffic, Kyle 40 Quebec, taxiing to the blue hangars via Alpha, Speedway.
I'm on the center line. Everything's good. I'm bringing some power in. I'm going to check gauges here. I got plenty of runway. I'm going to check gauges here. Power is set. Fuel pressure is good. Oil pressure is good. I have 60 knots and I'm not even at 50%. I'm going to rotate right here. I'm going to lower the nose. I'm on DMS right away. I'm climbing on DMS. I'm climbing. I've got DMS. I'm going straight ahead. I'm not paying attention to anything except flying this airplane. I got DMS. I'm going up. I'm going up. I'm leaving everything alone. I'm right on DMS. I'm paying attention. I am fully ready for an engine failure right now. If I lost an engine,
Touch and go, Speedway traffic.
I would lower the nose and go right over here.
Speedway traffic, Kyle 269, taxiing from the blue hangar.
I never budged off of DMS the whole time. I'm climbing out. Everything looks good. I'm going to slowly retract 1 notch of flaps. After takeoff checklist says fuel pump off. Gauges are still checked. Crosswind leg is clear. I'm going to start a nice, easy right-hand turn to crosswind leg.
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 090, final, runway 6, touch and go, Speedway traffic.
Still climbing on DMS. I am a DMS airplane right now. I've got plenty of options on where to put this if I had a problem. Climbing on DMS. I'm approaching traffic pattern altitude. I'm going to check the downwind leg. It looks clear out here. I'm going up to traffic pattern altitude. I'm going to turn right. Still clear out to my right. I'm looking and I'm going to talk to the other airplanes out here. There's traffic pattern altitude. I'm going to go pitch, power, trim. I'm going to pitch for level. I'm going to adjust my power and I'm going to trim it. I am now on the downwind. It's a right downwind for runway 6 here at this airport. Pitch, power, trim. I'm well above DMS. DMS is a minimum. In cruise, I can be as much above it as I want to be. All right, now check this out. I'm going to make a position report. 8264, the number's right downwind for runway 6 at Speedway, full stop. So I said, I made a position report, but nobody said anything. Now watch this. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Are you touch and go or full stop?
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 090, on the go, runway 6 will be remaining in the pattern, Speedway traffic.
All right, we're right behind you. We're on the downwind turning base, and you're going to do a couple more touch and goes as well?
Yeah, we'll be doing a couple more.
All right, great, thank you. So the point is, I communicated with the guy. I think I asked him his question well, he was in the landing flare, probably. Final's clear, check the gear. Landing checklist is complete. I'm going to do the landing checklist here. Gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop, pump, lights, I've talked. I'm a DMS airplane because I've got more maneuvering to do. I'm not going to bust DMS out here. I'm not going to bust red over white. I'm coming around the corner here. Field's in sight. My traffic is in sight. There's nobody on final. I am totally good. I'm a DMS airplane. I'm not going to bust it. I'm white over white, which is okay. I'm a tad high. It's all good. Now I'm going to go full flaps.
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 090, right crosswind, runway 6, speedway traffic.
No more turns to make. Now I'm a VREF airplane.
Ferry, traffic King Air 77 Whiskey Mike, and we're currently 11 to the north, and we'll be crossing midfield for downwind 36, Ferry.
8261 November, 1 mile final, runway 6, full stop, 6 speedway.
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 090, right downwind, runway 6, we touch and go, speedway traffic.
I'm ref +5, landing checklist complete, confirmed down in 3 green. I'm white over white, which is fine. I've got the white boxes in sight out here. I don't want to touch down first brick. I want to touch down on the white boxes. I'm VREF to VREF +5. I'm a tad high, but I'm going to be red over white right about here. There's my red over white, right there. There's red over white. I'm going to fly it all the way down. Red over white is going to take me right to these white boxes. I'm ref to ref +5, right in here. I'm going to close the throttle. And I'm down. I'm going to leave everything just like it is. I'm not on the brakes. I'm just going to let it roll. Let it roll. Let it roll. I'm not touching a thing. I got throttle. My eyes are straight ahead. I'm not doing a thing. I don't care about flaps and boost pump. I'm just going to leave it. Now I've got the yellow line in sight. I can see that yellow line. There it is. I am a believer in that yellow line. I'm on the yellow line. It's clear to my right. Everything looks good. I am heads up and paying attention. I'll bring it around to the right. There you go. I'm on the yellow line. I'm going to bring it to a complete stop right here. I'm going to do my after landing checklist. Fuel pumps off, landing lights off, mixtures rich or mixtures lean. There you go. After landing, stop after clearing runway, flaps up, mixture lean, carb heat is off, fuel pump is off, landing lights off, trim, set for takeoff. It is. Transponder, standby, after landing checklist. I still got shutdown to go.
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 090, right base, runway 6, touch and go, speedway traffic.
So you can see, adding these management practices and procedures doesn't cost you any time or money. It makes you be more heads up. I made that entire flight without
Speedway
looking at
traffic, Cherokee 090, final runway 6, touch and go, speedway traffic.
without looking at an iPad. In fact, I don't even have an iPad in here. In fact, I don't even own an iPad. I don't even own ForeFlight. I'm on a yellow line. I'm not opposed to ForeFlight. I think that's great. I want to stay heads up, head on a swivel, looking outside. I want to talk to the other airplanes. I want to see where I'm going. When I'm taxiing, I'm not going to do a thing except pay attention to taxi so I don't bump into something on the ground or, worse, bump into something in flight, as was recently done at Reno. 2 guys, very experienced, out there flying around, and they had no idea where they were. One guy flew into the other guy. They made position reports. They never talked to each other. Crazy. You got to be paying attention out there. You run into another airplane in flight, and it's over. So that's AQP on our first one here. I got a whole series of these I want to do. I'm going to step through all the AQP maneuvers and show you each one of those, how they work, the details of it. I can use this airplane. I can create a video. These videos will stay up and on the air for forever. These are not my Sunday night videos, so these are videos you can always go back and reference, and we're going to get this thing up and on the air. Appreciate you watching. If you want to support the channel, these take time. It takes a day or two to shoot and edit these things. If you want to support, here's my methods of supporting. Zelle, PayPal,
Cherokee 090 on the go.
Cash App, Venmo. A $1 or $2 donation towards my efforts would help a lot. You don't have to, but if you would like to, that would be great. And we will see you on the next AQP video.